knowing the rain's going to come, and see if we couldn't get a win. Unfortunately, we didn't get it done, but I think that it was a good points night, and we had a fast car, and if we keep making the most out of the weekends, we could point our way in. But I also feel like we're running good enough that we can win a race too in the next 8 weeks. So it's just everything's going good now. Got to keep the momentum going. Got to keep the intensity going. Got to fight hard. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be tight. It's going to be within 3-4 points. We all know it. So you can't leave anything on the table, and you just got to keep executing.
Did you see Mr. Jenkins at all? Was he here at the race this weekend?
No, so he hasn't been here the last few weeks. He had a hip replacement. I don't know if I'm supposed to say that. I'll probably get in trouble for putting that out there. But so he's been recovering from that, and he's doing good. But he's staying in contact, and talked to him this week. He's pumped that we're close. That we're close to making it, and it's exciting for us. So we're gonna keep fighting hard.
Okay, thank you.
Describe the intensity out there, racing the way you all were, lap after lap, not knowing when the rain was going to ultimately come.
I don't know if you guys have ever raced with AJ and Daniel, but it's intense no matter what. Then you put 3 guys that haven't won a race and need to get into the playoffs, and rain's coming. It was stinking intense. It was elbows out for sure. So, man, I just wish I could have held them off. We all know what we're fighting for, right? And we were really close to it. So, it's a good day, and it's at the same time you're bummed that you didn't get the victory lane, but I think we executed well, and Travis did a great job of strategy, put us in a position to have a shot at winning the race, and we just got to keep doing that every week.
And can you explain what happened on pit road with the 19 you got back up there, so it seemed like it was a lot of damage.
It was a lot of damage, but I think we did a good job repairing it, and for whatever reason, that area wasn't sensitive. My car still had good speed, and it drove okay. I don't think it was better than it was before that, and it probably hurt us a little bit out front when we were able to just barely clear. AJ probably drag-wise wasn't the best thing for leading the race, but I held it wide open there those last 7 laps, and the car handled fine. And as far as what happened on pit road, now with not having rearview mirrors and you just have that camera, Travis cleared me 1 lane. I went 1 lane. The 62 was in his box, and so I had to go around him. I don't know. You'll have to tell me. I think I stayed in the first lane, but I think they were doubled up, too wide, and so it's not his fault. He's going down the pit road and running his speed, and I hit him, right? But at the same time, I cannot see him at all coming. So we just got to do a better job communicating on pit road, and it's hard to give up track position, and so crew chief's watching it. He sees a gap. He says, go, go, go. You go. And then next thing you know, you make contact. So I'll have to go back and watch it. But I do feel like the responsibilities on that car leaving the box, and I was leaving the box, and I obviously hit him. So the responsibility falls on me. We just got to do a better job of, if you got to take a little bit of a lick and lose 1 or 2 spots, lose 1 or 2 and salvage the day. But it's hard when you're racing for every spot and every point, and track position is so critical. We'll go back, look at it, learn from it, try to come up with a way to communicate that without losing too much time.
We've seen in the past where NASCAR's tried to force a restart when conditions were not quite ready. I know you would have liked another shot, but do you feel like NASCAR made the right call there?
Yeah, so it wasn't like pouring rain, right? It was just drizzling, and I think had cars been at speed with that amount of drizzle, it would have been fine. But knowing that it's going to rain any second, and it is already starting to drizzle, it's the right thing, because if you look at Daytona, all of a sudden the rain picks up just a little bit, you go down turn 1, and everybody crashes, right? So at these speeds on this type of surface and what we're doing with super speedway style racing, I think you got to be on that side of it. If we were at Richmond or Martinsville or New Hampshire, that little bit of moisture would probably be okay. It's not that big of a deal. But when you sail it off, at 190 and it's a little wet, bad things could happen. So selfishly, I'm great that they gave us stay on the pit road, because I was probably going to have to pit for gas or run out soon. But I honestly think that they were doing the right thing, knowing that it was right around the corner, which it was, right? By the time we got out of our cars, it started pouring, so they weren't too far in front of it.
What more could you have done there when you were close, had track position?
Yeah, so I don't know, I'll have to watch the replay, but I felt like I got clear of the 16, but then he got a big push and had momentum. I tried to block the top lane and then pull down thinking he was going to go down. I just didn't do a good job of blocking him. But I think he had so much momentum that he was going to get to my inside or my outside either way. Probably just needed one or two more cars up there to keep the energy going in my lane, because once the 24 went up and the 99 was up, I was the only one on the bottom, and the energy kind of died. So I was starting to regain that back and was able to get next to AJ. I think I beat AJ, just so you guys know. I want to clarify that I was ahead of the 16 when the caution came out. But yeah, so we were building that momentum back up. I felt like my car still had speed and drove well, and I thought we'd have a shot at, especially as hard as the 24 and 99 were racing. So yeah, it was close. Woulda, shoulda, coulda, but we're in the fight. We're in the game. We just got to keep fighting hard.
How much momentum do you feel like fuel you have left? Or I know they kept talking about wanting to pit. I know
not much. I know that. Yeah, with 2 to go, I had to flip the switch to the reserve, we probably had 1 or 2 more pace laps left of reserve. I was doing my best to save as much as I could. So it never stumbled or ran out, but I was starting to lose a little bit of fuel pressure. So we were close, for sure.
How much damage or what type of damage was done to your car when you collided with Martin?
I don't know, because I can't see the right front fender. I mean, I know it peeled the right front fender up, back, whatever it was, but I can't see it. And then when we got out of the cars, when it started raining, they covered them right away. So I never really saw how much damage was there. But my car drove fine afterwards. It's probably a little draggy out front, but it drove fine. Not ideal, not the kind of damage you want at a super speedway race, but it didn't kill our speed or kill our balance. So unfortunate, though, it could have. I mean, it could have been a really bad situation for both of us. So glad that he was able to keep digging and didn't seem like he had much damage, and our car definitely still had speed too.
How much momentum do you think this run gives your guys' team? I know New Hampshire's a different kind of track. Pocono's different, but just natural momentum, how much does that give you guys?
We need a lot of momentum going to New Hampshire, because it's not been a great track for us. But with that being said, Phoenix and Richmond this year were big gains for us. And so we feel like our short track program's come a long way. And I hope that we'll see that at New Hampshire as well. We ran top 10 at Richmond. If we can go to New Hampshire with our track record there and just run in the top 15 and have a clean day, that would be great. I mean, because we've really struggled there. And I think we can do that based on, where our short track programs come, and we're getting better at it. Momentum's always good to have on your side. We got good tracks coming up with, like you said, Pocono, Richmond, more road courses, Daytona. So we just got to execute on those ones that we know we can run top 5, and we got probably 4 of the 7 coming up where we can do that. So just got to make those count.
And where do you feel like the best chance is to win in any of those next 7-8 weeks?
Yeah, so I think that the road courses, for sure, they're our best chance, and Daytona as well. So yeah, we'll see, but we're not far off at other places to not be in the hunt either. We were 6th at Richmond, pretty close, 1 pit stop away from having a shot at restarting in the first 2 rows. So we're close. We just got to find a little bit more, and on the weekends where we're not there, we just got to score points and not make any mistakes.
Michael, what was your take on running? I know you were close on field. What was your take on running